Welcome to this month's President's Comments. This month, we get to celebrate Easter. Follow along as I read. Mark chapter 14. They went to a place called Gethsemane, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took Peter, James, and John along with him, and he began to be deeply distressed and troubled. "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death," he said. "Stay here and keep watch." Going on a little further, he fell to the ground and he prayed, "If it's possible, may this hour pass from me." "Abba, Father," he said, "everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will." When you think about this great Garden of Gethsemane, this is a time of great agony. It's my privilege many times to visit this particular garden, and I want to draw a contrast and comparison to another garden. We might call it a tale of two gardens. That's a comparison with the Garden of Eden and the Garden of Gethsemane. Think about those two gardens. In the Garden of Eden, it was a place of abundance. In Gethsemane was a place of barrenness. You think about the Garden of Eden, it was a place of purity and holiness. And the Garden of Gethsemane, we get this feeling of evil has come upon things. Garden of Eden is a place of light. Yet here in Gethsemane, this is darkness under cover of darkness, it says. Eden was a place of contentment, but not Gethsemane. Gethsemane is a place of anxiety, deep distress. We see that in the Garden of Eden, there's a place of harmony and fellowship, and yet here in the Garden of Gethsemane, we begin to see this dislocation taking place, relationships breaking, and disciples are leaving and betraying, and even God is beginning to draw back, and there's silence instead of communication. But these are not the greatest of the contrasts or the comparisons. Because at the end of the story, we see that in the Garden of Eden, the two humans who had everything, they went into willful disobedience. Instead of saying, "Thy will be done," they said, "My will be done." And in the Garden of Gethsemane, just the opposite, where Jesus, in the midst of all this distress, says, "Not my will, but thy will be done." And how blessed we are because of that comparison. The Apostle Paul in the book of Romans says that through one man's disobedience, sin came into the world, and by one man's obedience, sin and the curse was dealt with. But this isn't also where the story ends. There's another garden. And that garden we celebrate on Easter Sunday morning. That garden tomb where we see the empty tomb of Jesus Christ, in which God accepts this atoning sacrifice on our behalf. This month, as we're praying, let's think and reflect on all the blessing we have because of what took place in this great garden. May God bless you as you pray.